Hey everyone, in this video we're going to discuss a specific part of the control section called loops. Now, what is a loop? A loop is a controller that executes the same command more than once. It executes it as many times as you ask it. Okay. Now, the most basic loop command is the repeat loop. Okay. And here the default number is 10. That means any instruction I put inside here will be executed 10 times. Okay. Just to make things short, I'm going to put 5. And to make things simple, I'm going to use the say command. Okay. All right. So first, I'm going to put say hello for say 1 second. And then I'm not limited to just one command. I can put a second command. I can put a second, third, fourth, fifth, however many I need. And whether I put 1 instruction or 10 instructions inside here, these instructions will get executed 5 times because 5 is what I put in here. So for the first say command, I'm going to say hello. Then for the second one, I'm going to type how are you. So say that for 1 second. And then again, just to keep things brief, I'll just say repeat this 3 times. Okay. So these 2 commands will be executed in order 3 times. So let's go to the green flag. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? See, this is why this is called a repeat loop. It's called a loop because instead of going forward to the next, in fact, before I state that, let me add one more command outside of the repeat loop. Outside. And it's simply going to say finished. Okay. Now this command, let me put one more before the repeat loop, just to make a point. Okay. Here, I'll just say start. Okay. We'll say both of this for 1 second. Okay. Now notice this first and last instructions, they're not inside the repeat loop. So they're not going to get repeated. They're only going to get executed once. Okay. So we start by, when I click on the green flag, the first instruction states to say start. Then we go to the repeat loop. How are you? Hello. How are you? Hello. How are you? Finished. So again, since the say starts command was not inside the loop, it only got repeated once. After it was executed, we went inside the repeat loop and repeated these 2 statements 3 times before moving on to the last statement or the next statement that says say finished. So hence why it's called a loop, which you all see the loop symbol right here on the bottom. It's called a loop because instead of going forward to the next instruction, it loops back up to the top. Okay? Hence why it's called a loop. Now the other kind of loop is the forever loop. All right. Now the forever loop, we use that when we want a group of statements to be executed forever, for as long as the program is running. Okay. So as long as the program is running, the statements will get repeated. And notice I can't put anything after a forever loop because since the loop is forever, it's never going to go on to the next operation because it's never going to leave the forever loop. Thus, it would make no sense to try and put something after the forever loop. You can put a statement before the forever loop, but not after the forever loop. Because once you enter a forever loop, it stays inside there until we stop the program, where it's either stopped by another script or we stop it explicitly by clicking on the stop sign. And then last but not least, the third kind of loop is the repeat until loop. And what the repeat until loop does is it repeats whatever instructions you put inside here until the Boolean expression is false. So here, let's take these 2 statements. I'm gonna put it inside the repeat until loop. Then I'm going to create a variable. Okay, let's rename this variable to simply say x. All right. And then at the very start, the very beginning, we're going to set x to 0. Okay, I'll just arbitrary. I could set it to whatever I want. Won't change anything, but just arbitrarily, I'm going to choose 0. Now for my Boolean expression, I'm going to say repeat until x equals repeat until x is equal to 5. Okay. So basically what I'm saying is when I first enter the repeat until loop, it's going to check the Boolean expression. If it's false, then it's going to come inside the loop. After completing the 2 instructions, it'll come back here and check the expression again. If it's still false, then it'll come back inside. Repeat the instructions, then come back to the expression. If it's still false, we go back inside. It repeats this loop until the expression is true, which in that case, it'll exit the loop and move on to the next instruction. Okay. So here, let's say finish. 2 seconds, okay? All right, now inside the repeat loop, in fact, before I do this next part, notice that since I set x equal to 0, x is never going to be equal to 5. So this will essentially be a forever loop because x will always equal 5. The only way I can prevent it from being a forever loop is to give it a path towards becoming false. So in other words, I need to make sure that I'm increasing the x variable inside the loop so that not with the set command, but with the change command. What I'm going to do is every time we enter the loop, I'm going to increase or change x by 1 so that every time we loop around, x is getting closer and closer to 5. Okay? So, yeah. So how about this? Instead of saying, how are you, we're going to say the value of x, okay, just for fun. Then hello. So let's run this. So we start, click on the green flag, say start, hello, 0, hello, 1, hello, 2, hello, 3, hello, 4, hello, finished. Okay. Remember, it stated hello, 4. Then 4 got changed to 5, which caused the expression to become true, which caused us to exit the loop and move on to the next instruction. Okay, let's demo that one more time. Let's make this a little bit longer, just so we can have time to take it all in. Okay. So, for start, hello, 0, hello, 1, hello, 2, hello, 3, hello, 4, finished. Okay, because we left the loop because the expression became true. Okay. And that completes our discussion on loops. Thank you.